Hello, Oracles. SoFi stock is booming today. Now, SoFi is one of my speculative stocks. Now, I will be going over my top 5 growth and speculative stocks in a couple of weeks. So this week I still have the dividend growth stocks. So I'm going to go over that. And SoFi is one of those. And so we're going to go over why SoFi is taking off today, why they've been taking off over the last week. And we're going to kind of discuss what we have coming up for earnings for them and what we can expect going forward. And is this going to continue? Is this massive run going to continue, or is this going to be short-lived? So we're going to discuss all of that, all the different things that are going on around the stock as well. And we'll get into that in just a minute. Now, if you guys like this content, please don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, really helps the channel grow. All right, so looking at SoFi on the day, closing up here at 10:04. Not sure why this is showing 9:01, but either way, closing here at 10:04 on the day, over that $10 mark, which is huge. Now, we did have a massive gap up here, so the gap here goes down to 9:07. So again, you guys know me and my gaps. If you've been following me for a while, this is a gap I'm going to be paying attention to because, again, gaps fill 9 out of 10 times. That, if you guys are interested, I have another video made previously about this, and I will make another one in the future if you are interested in that for an updated one. But just something that I pay attention to when it comes to the charts. And another thing to pay attention to is the RSI is over 80 right now, which is in the overbought range. So it's something to pay attention to as well with this gap up here and in the overbought range. We've got earnings coming up on October 29th. So still 2 weeks away, but something to watch and say, all right, well, we are overbought right now. We've got this gap down below. I would expect a bit of a sell-off and a cooling, some profit taking to take place. But when is that going to happen? Do we continue running right up into earnings and maybe sell off at earnings? Do we sell off soon and then run back up after earnings if they have good earnings? Again, nobody knows what's going to happen, but these two pieces of information when it comes to the technicals and the charts just kind of give me a moment to pause. Now, I have a cost basis of $7.84 on this stock. So for me, I am very in the green. I love it long-term. I love the platform itself. If you guys are interested, absolutely love the platform. Check the link in the description down below. I love this platform. I've been shifting all of my money over to this. I have Schwab for my main investing account just because I have so much money there, but I've been investing fractionally over here on SoFi. I have my banking now going on over in SoFi. Lots of awesome stuff at SoFi. Absolutely love the platform, and I think this is going to be a platform of the future, and we'll get more into that in a minute. So why is SoFi taking off today? Well, they've expanded their loan platform. So they have partnered up to be able to expand to $2 billion more when it comes to loaning. And of course, when it comes to banks, loaning money is where you're going to be making money. You make money on the interest from all the loans that you give out. So the more money you have to loan, the more money you can make on those loans. So this here now expanding out for SoFi has been huge. And so by expanding their partnerships, that means that they're going to be able to have more money to be able to loan out, more money to come in, as I said. And this now here just kind of opens up the door to, hey, more people are partnering with SoFi. It's going to open the door to more partnerships in the future as well. So I'm very much forward looking to where SoFi is going to go in the future. My only concern about SoFi right now, as many people have it, is, are we going to get a recession? So SoFi still technically being a bank, banks typically don't do very well in recessions. And SoFi being a smaller bank kind of gives me pause and say, all right, I'm not ready to dump heavier money into SoFi right now because I still don't know what's going on with the macro environment, but I'm going to keep on adding as my portfolio tells me to add, and I'll go from here. Now, with the massive run up that we've had, my portfolio is not telling me to add to SoFi right now, so I'm holding off on this, especially when looking at the charts with the gap and the RSI being where it's at. I'm just holding for right now. I don't plan on selling any. I'm not going to take any profits off the top. I only have 50 shares of the stock, but I'm just going to kind of wait and see where it goes from here. And if I get more buying opportunities in the future, I will do that. Otherwise, as my portfolio grows and tells me I can add more, I'll add whenever that tells me. So one of the reasons I think the stock has actually been taking off as much as it has been with these massive runs over 25% over this past week is because of the fact that we have a massive short interest as of the end of September, over 180 million shares in short positions. That was over 17% shorting of the stock. So when you have that and then you have some good positive news coming out, you have a lot of shorts that are needing to cover. So pushing this into a short squeeze, getting the stock to climb as fast as it's going. So I don't know how long it's going to go. Again, good news that we got today, pushing it even that much higher. if we are going to be getting more good news, or if this can carry and keep on going all the way to earnings, and then we get good earnings, that could push it even higher. Now, again, where we're at right now is already very high. So if we keep on pushing higher from here, it might be one of those times where, hey, if you're a swing trader, maybe some time to take some profits. If you're a long-term investor like myself, I'll just enjoy the ride, kind of expecting it to come back down and cool itself off. But I'm still going to follow those fundamentals from what we hear at earnings. So the things that they have going on at earnings as well is we've been profitable now, and this quarter here is going to be the fourth quarter in a row as long as we show profit. It'll be one full year, 4 quarters of profitability. Now we can start attaching PE ratios to the stock because we have a trailing 4 quarters of profitability. So we can start tacking these numbers on and seeing where we're going to grow in the future. And then we can start tracking EPS growth, which is huge. This is where you want to see companies go, because prior to that, you're just tracking growth and just kind of like hoping and tracking to see, all right, when are we going to start making money? Just like with your own personal finances, as soon as you are out of debt, now all of a sudden that changes the game and your money can make you money. So this is where SoFi has been over the last 3 quarters. Now, if we can make it a full year, SoFi's money is making them money because now they are profitable. So they can take those profits, pay off those debts. They can take those profits and expand the business even more, like they are doing with these partnerships to expand their loan platforms. They're also going to be getting into mortgages. And also in October, student loan money is going to start coming back into them. So again, we do know that we have the Biden administration is working on the student loan forgiveness. Not great for SoFi, but that money is still going to end up going to SoFi because, hey, those loans are coming from somewhere. So that loan forgiveness, now SoFi can say, all right, well, we'll take that money for ourselves. It's just coming from the government rather than from the students. Perfectly fine. They're still getting that money coming in, but because it's getting paid off in a lump sum, they're not going to be able to capitalize on that longer term interest that they would have gotten from the students themselves. So it's a win, but not a total win, because now it's also going to not have to worry about defaults on these loans from the students, but we're going to be seeing those revenues coming in. So I think it's going to be a very strong quarter when it comes to earnings. So then the question is going to be, are we going to be able to push this short squeeze until then? I don't know. It's 2 weeks away. If SoFi continues to come out with some awesome news between now and then on a regular basis, it could push it higher. But again, we've got a higher RSI, and not to say that the RSI has to come back down right away. We have seen with many other stocks, Tesla and SoFi and other stocks as well, the RSI can stay well overbought, which is over 70. It can stay in that range for days or weeks. So maybe we do stay there for a couple of weeks. Again, I don't know, but as a long-term investor, this is good to see because SoFi is doing things on a fundamental level, which is why, again, when it comes to Tesla as well, always say, pay attention to the fundamentals if you're a long-term investor. The stock is going to swing all over the place. It's a growth stock. It's high volatility. You're going to have it go all over the place. But if you pay attention to the fundamentals, buy in at good valuations, because it has been under $7 for a little while now, between that 7 and 8 range for quite a while as well. So lots of good buying opportunities there. Does it get back down to those levels? I don't know. Maybe if we hit a recession, it comes all the way back down to those $5 levels. Again, nobody knows what's going on in the future. It's just be ready for any opportunities that present themselves. And when it comes to the valuation of the company, this is where it gets very confusing. It's very much like a Tesla. A lot of people are out there valuing Tesla as a car company, while others value Tesla as a tech company. But some people are like, well, Tesla's not a tech company yet, and we don't know if they're actually going to get there. So they only value it as a car company. Well, when it comes to SoFi, very similarly, a lot of people value it as a bank because that's what it is. But it's really like a fintech company, which is a financial tech company. And there's a totally different PE ratio that you're going to tack onto a fintech company versus a bank. Banks are going to hold between a 10 and a 15 PE ratio, whereas a fintech could be pushing 25 to 35. That is going to change the price of the stock significantly. So again, we're going to be in this transition period for SoFi for probably 5 to 10 years now. There's going to be a long runway of growth for SoFi, and it's going to be a long transition period, similarly to what Tesla is going to be going through when it goes from an automotive maker to a tech company or an energy company, or all those things combined. SoFi is going to be very similar when it comes to the fintech. So they're kind of revolutionizing the whole entire banking industry, and a lot of these bigger banks are going over to a similar type of platform, but because they're so big, they can't really transition the way SoFi is, just doing it right from the get-go. So again, to relate it to Tesla, Tesla can buy your car right from your phone. You go onto your phone, order the car, it's going to show up. You don't have to go to a dealership. You don't have to worry about that middleman anywhere. You just go get it right from Tesla. When it comes to SoFi, it's doing very much the same thing. And there are other banks that you can do a lot of the banking on your phone, But like the bank that I have, and it's a local bank, but the bank that I have on my phone, the app is very not user friendly. Like it gets the job done. It's like going to the bank without having to talk to a teller, but there's no fancy anything. There's no extras. There's nothing like a SoFi has where you go on there, you can get your loans right on there. You can go through and do whatever you need to. I can book my travel. I booked the last trip that I had to go see my son through SoFi, got discounts. It was awesome. It was probably my best travel experience I've ever had. Now, granted, they partnered with Expedia, but going through SoFi just made it super easy because it cut out that middleman. Here's SoFi. It goes right to my bank account. They took the money right out of my credit card right from there. I got the 1% cash back on my credit card and 3% discount on the travel itself. Like, it was awesome. Loved the experience. And I can trade with my IRA on there. I don't because I have all that in Schwab right now, but I could do IRA in there. And I have my portfolio in there, all of the fractional trading that I'm doing in there. So much that SoFi has to offer that a lot of these other places do one thing or another thing or partial things. SoFi is doing it all. And you could do it all right from your phone. It's wild. So again, this is where you're going to see that transition happening over the next 5 to 10 years with SoFi. So this is why it's a speculative stock for me, but I am going to be adding to it over time. I'm about to hit phase 10 in my portfolio this week. Once I hit that, it'll probably take me till the end of the year to get myself to level 2. But at level 2, I will be adding more heavily to my speculative plays as well. Timing wise, I'll kind of be anticipating whether we get into a recession or not, because the first couple phases in level 2 should take me a few months. And again, I've been saying June is my time frame. If we're not in a recession by June and we don't show any indications of that, and we show indications that the economy is going to be healthy, then I will be adding even more heavily to those speculative stocks. So lots to go between now and then, obviously, 8 to 9 months of wondering what's going to be happening. So just kind of pay attention there. But this is all the stuff that's playing out in my head. And I just kind of spitball it out for you guys so you know what's going on in my head. But SoFi is one of those companies that I think is going to be a massive game changer in the future. I'm just wanting to make sure that they put those steps forward where they need to put them in order to get themselves to where they want to be. And today shows just that, shows that they are putting those steps forward to get what they want to grow to in the future. And we're seeing the stock price reflect that. Now, again, just wondering where it's going to go, where we're going to continue this. I pay attention to the charts. So I do think we will see a cool off. We will come back down and fill that gap at 907 at some point in the future. And at that point, as my portfolio grows, perhaps I will have time to free up some money to add more to SoFi at that time. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. So that's all I've got for you guys today. As I said, I will be putting out my top 5 dividend growth stock video this week. Next week will be my top 5 speculative stocks. Oh, and I also want to apologize for the video yesterday. So apparently I uploaded the unedited version of it, but now you guys get to see how much work I put into these videos and all the editing that I have to do afterwards to be able to get these put out for you. And so I appreciate all the support you guys give me because it does take a lot of that work. And so it was an oops that it got out there. I thought about changing it out, but it was nice for you guys to be able to see all of the different mistakes I make, the hiccups I have along the way, how I have to stop and then cut all the video and chop it all up. So it was kind of cool that it was an accident that it went out there, but you guys got to see it. So hope you guys appreciated that. Don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great one.